Welcome to Rebuild a Toy.
It's time for another Fantasy Friday. This week we're using our new video studio setup, so hopefully the lighting and the backdrop is a little bit better than what we've used in the past. This week's fantasy casting is from Matchbox, called Crop Master. We're reviewing this particular casting for a friend of the channel, Paul. Paul, you know who you are. Thanks for watching. This casting was released in 2012. There have been at least 6 different variations. The variation that you see on the turntable right now, with the INC tampo on it, was released in 2018. One of the things that I like to do when I look at these fantasy castings is try to research them, see if I can find the inspiration for these. Obviously they're not going to be exactly the same as something that exists at full scale, because then it would become a licensed model, right? So as I looked around at photographs of tractors, it began to occur to me that this is very similar to a number of different models from the 1950s. So I imagine that this really is a composite of multiple different tractors. So to give you an example of what I mean, I'm going to show you an insert here of the John Deere Model 430. This is a tractor that was built in the early 1950s. So as you take a look at this John Deere tractor compared to Crop Master, notice how it has these small fenders on the rear, very similar to what you see on the John Deere. And also just in front of where the driver sits, we'll wait till this turns around to the other side, there's a trapezoid-shaped piece of metal right here on the side. Again, the John Deere exhibits that same panel, which is not common on other tractors of the time period. But if you look at the grille on Crop Master, it's not consistent with what you see on the John Deere. The John Deere, the fins are vertical, and also the grille is almost perfectly straight up and down in the front, whereas you'll notice here on Crop Master it tends to slope towards the back. So I'll show you an insert of a different tractor from the same time period. This is the International Farmall 350. And if you look at the grille on the 350, notice it has the horizontal fins and also the same backward slope that we see here on the Crop Master. So that's what I mean, kind of a composite of multiple different tractors from that same time period. Gave inspiration for the designer of Crop Master to create this unique model for Matchbox. Let's take a closer look at the casting. So I'll show you the tampo here, INC tampo, and it says construction underneath that. Here's a close-up of the grille and the front suspension. The engine detail on the side and the exhaust. Here is the base, copyright 2011. Not much room on the base, so the name does not appear on the base on this unit. And here's the back. Get it to focus, there we go. So you can see some suspension detail there in the back as well. And this model does have a hitch to it. So we'll set that down. And we'll bring in the only trailer I happen to have handy at the moment. Sorry, it's not a farm trailer. But that's what I have handy. So as you can see, the hitch works well for pulling a trailer. Hopefully a horse trailer or some other kind of cargo trailer for the farm, unlike what I have available. But that is our fantasy casting for this week, the Matchbox Crop Master. Thanks for watching.